My beloved child, I won't hold back any longer. I'm stepping in with a strength you've never felt before. You've been praying for me to move, and now I'm bringing a holy interruption, not because your prayers were perfect, but because my love won't let what's coming hit you while you're uncovered. The battle forming around you can't be won with old habits, old thoughts, or routines that only kept you floating. This next stretch won't slow down for hesitation, and I won't let you miss it while standing on shaky ground. This is my rescue in motion. While you stared at what hurt, I was building what heals. I've watched your strength wear thin and your quiet face hide a heart begging for help. So I'm not just whispering anymore. I'm sending a command that shifts the timing of your whole life. Alarms are ringing in the spirit. Heaven is moving. I'm calling you to attention. I will not let you keep living for survival when I made you for victory. The enemy hoped to distract you until destiny passed by unnoticed. I'm stopping the clock for you. I'm stepping into this very hour to change the ending, to pull the pen out of every lie that tried to write your story. What's coming will move fast, and it will feel like the ground is being rearranged. Because it is. I'm ripping up old maps that sent you in circles and placing new coordinates straight from my throne. If I don't act now, too much will be lost. If I don't move now, you'll camp in a place that was only meant to be temporary. You thought you had more time to figure it out, but time is not your master. I am. And I say this is the hour. Wake up. Rise. Reposition your heart away from what dulled your purpose. You can't sleep while your calling is being shouted from the clouds. The shaking you feel isn't punishment, it's preparation. I'm moving swiftly because delay has already cost you more than you know. I'm entering rooms where your name was never mentioned and opening doors without knocking because the house is mine. You don't have to force anything, just follow when I say move. This isn't optional, it's tied to generations. What I'm releasing must land in a prepared heart. So I'm clearing the clutter. Get ready. You're not the only thing changing. Everything around you is. This is your turning point, your holy interruption, your breaking open. It starts now, and nothing will be the same. You thought it was random and unfair, but I saw it before it began, and I've been working behind the curtain of your confusion. You missed the shift in the wind, the quiet redirections, the pauses that froze your plans. I didn't miss them. I designed them with precision. There is no coincidence when my hands hold your destiny. Hear me now. This is urgent. You're standing at the edge of a move that will make everything before this moment make sense. I close doors to protect you from settling. I reroute you when a quick yes would have kept you chained. While you questioned the delay, I rearranged people, cleared paths, and removed hidden enemies. I moved like a slow storm, and now the clouds will part, and you'll see what I've done in secret. You thought I forgot you. You thought I was late. You wondered if you lost my attention. I never turned away. I orchestrated a setup so powerful it required silence. If I had revealed it too soon, the enemy would have tried to block it, and you would have tried to touch what was still forming. You had to walk by faith so your pride would fall and your trust would grow. I saw the tears you hid and counted them as intercession. I turned heartbreak into bricks for a new foundation. You thought you were waiting on me, but I was waiting for heaven's precise alignment, when your future could ignite without interference. Now it's here. I'm turning what looked like delay into undeniable demonstration. Your name is being spoken in places your feet haven't reached. I've prepared strangers to favor you, equipped warriors to fight battles you didn't know were coming, and planted surprises in your dry season to burst forth at once. This isn't a small change, it's a holy collision. Everything is coming together. The threads I wove through chaos will reveal the tapestry of your testimony. This isn't luck. This is me, and I'm not finished. I rearranged everything for this moment, not for your comfort, but for your calling. Don't stare at what broke. Look ahead. Your story is being rebuilt with eternal blueprints. You don't have to understand to step forward. You need to trust the one who sees the end from the start. I saw this before you took your first breath, and now that it's here, I won't let you miss it. Stay close. Stay focused. Everything I've shifted is pointing to the reveal. You're about to see why nothing happened as you expected. Because what I planned is bigger than you imagined. You cried, "Where are you, Lord?" My voice was inside the moments you called pointless and the delays you despised. My silence wasn't abandonment, it was strategy. If I had spoken clearly while you clung to comfort, you would have twisted my words and turned your expectations into idols. So I whispered and closed doors and unanswered prayers. Delay was my love language. Rejection was protection. Detours were my hand pulling you from a cliff you couldn't see. You thought I ignored you, but I was closest in the waiting. I heard your late-night cries. I watched you wonder if anything would change. I watched heaven's clock, the exact second the timing would be perfect. I knew when you'd be strong enough to carry what I was placing on your life. My silence wasn't stillness. It was movement beyond your reach. I spoke through timing, aligned you with purpose, sharpened your discernment, matured your faith. Every closed door made you look up instead of around. Every no made you seek me. Every pause trained your ears to hear beyond the world's noise. I spoke through stillness so you'd learn to trust without a sign. You're being trained for calling, and calling is tested. Now I'm speaking louder, waking you from spiritual sleep. This is your call to attention, the message hidden in the delay. I never left you. I was building you. You thought I forgot you, but I was quiet, because the weight of what's coming required transformation, not a quick boost. The silence developed you. It broke your dependence on titles and people, and made you hungry for me. That hunger is what I waited for. Now that you can hear a whisper, I can trust you with the next move. The closed doors were conversations. The pauses were paragraphs. The waiting was a word. Now you're reading what I wrote into your life. This is the page that turns. You'll understand why I didn't say yes too soon. It would have ruined you. Now I will speak in volume. You'll hear me in alignment, in favor that finds you, in peace that fills the room when you walk into your assignment. Don't mourn the silence. It raised you into a warrior with trained ears. I was never gone. I spoke the whole time, just not in the language you expected. Now that your spirit is awake, you'll realize I never stopped talking. I needed you to listen without noise. Prepare yourself. What's next will leave no doubt. I have been speaking. You asked for a sign to know I was still here. You didn't realize I was already setting the ground beneath you into motion. But because of what's coming, I'm not just sending a sign. I'm releasing a shift that changes your life. This is urgent. Open your spirit. What you're about to step into isn't symbolic. It's supernatural. The confirmation you expected will become a complete redirection. I'm not sending a hint. I'm shifting your atmosphere. I'm not giving a nudge. I'm giving a push. What's coming won't be subtle or soft. It will be bold, clear, and final. I'm rerouting your path because the time of lingering is over. The wilderness is closing, and the release you asked for is already descending. Heaven is thundering over your life because the old cycle has expired. I won't let you stay another day in what no longer serves your destiny. This shift will move some people out of your circle. It will close doors you thought you needed. It will confront habits that held you hostage. Don't panic. This is me. This is what you prayed for, even if it looks different. You asked me to do something. I'm doing everything at once. I'm not placing signs on an old road. I'm paving a new highway through places that looked like desert. I'm not offering suggestions. I'm issuing a holy order. This shift isn't up for debate. The future I wrote can't be fulfilled in your comfort zone. It's coming with wind, with fire, with clarity. It will expose what can't go with you and wake what's been sleeping too long. You'll feel it first in your spirit. Restlessness, holy discomfort, a deep knowing before your eyes can see it. That's me. That's the alarm. Move now. The time has arrived. You won't have to guess. The shift will clear confusion and confirm what I've been saying in the quiet. It will separate truth from lies and loyalty from convenience. You don't need another billboard when the whole landscape is changing. Don't cling to what I'm moving away. Don't argue with what I remove. Don't cry over what I collapse. You asked me to move, now I'm moving around you and within you. Your gifts are waking up, your voice is returning, your soul is being recalibrated. Your life is being set for what eyes haven't seen and ears haven't heard. This is not a test, it's a turning. You're not going back to who you were. That version served its time. What comes next is acceleration, and it begins with your yes. Listen closely. The shift is not to fear. It's the answer to every tearful prayer. It's proof I heard you, I'm with you, and your pain was never wasted. The sign you wanted was the start. This shift is your summons into destiny, and it cannot be stopped. Wake up. This is an emergency dispatch from heaven. What you do now shapes what unfolds next. You cannot afford to be idle, distracted, or double-minded. I'm not pacing to see if you're ready. I'm sending the shift whether you feel settled or not. This isn't about comfort. It's about calling, not about convenience. It's about completion, not about feeling ready. It's about being chosen. I'm releasing something fierce, fast, and final. The comfort zone will dissolve under the weight of my movement. You asked me to move. Did you think I'd wait for your emotions? I love you too much to let fear lock you into a life I never designed. I won't wait for your feelings to catch up with your future. I'm overriding hesitation with heaven's urgency. I'm calling you out of delay, out of doubt, out of false safety. Heaven is in motion, and every second matters. Don't say tomorrow. Doors opening now are not normal, they're supernatural, and they won't wait for indecision. Move with me, or you'll miss what obedience was meant to unlock. I'm speeding up what you thought would take years. I'm releasing opportunities that were held back by forces you couldn't see. I'm shaking false comforts so only what's rooted in me remains. This isn't an invitation to be comfortable. It's a command to be courageous. If you wait to feel safe, you'll miss the miracle built on faith. I'm not handing you a ladder to climb slowly. I'm giving you wings, but you must jump. You can't grow inside fear's shell. You can't thrive behind trauma's walls. You can't fulfill your calling with people who only cheer for the version of you that keeps shrinking. I'm pulling you into places that require full trust, full surrender, full focus. I'm interrupting comfort because you prayed for destiny, and destiny lives in deep water where faith walks. Listen with urgency. This isn't your next step. It's your defining moment. This is where history breaks and legacy begins. I will not slow down for excuses. I'm moving now. If you move with me, you'll see what no eye has seen. If you obey now, you'll enter what generations prayed for. If you trust now, you'll walk through doors that logic said would never open. I'm not delaying. The comfort zone is collapsing. Your breakthrough isn't there. Your healing isn't there. Your legacy isn't there. I'm leading you to the fire that refines you and the mountain that announces you, and it starts with your yes, now. This isn't theory. This isn't optional. This is your emergency moment. It will look sudden, doors flinging open, favor pouring in, things turning fast. Don't be fooled by speed. Heaven has stored every tear you cried in silence, and it's time to release what was kept for you. People will ask where it came from. They won't see the nights you held on by a thread, the bruised faith that refused to quit, the whispered prayers when even heaven felt quiet. I saw everyone. I didn't ignore your pain. I stored it like treasure in reservoirs that are now overflowing. I wasn't blind. I was building something so big behind the curtain of your suffering that when I unveil it, no one will trace it to anyone but me. Prepare, not for something bad, but for something big. The suddenness will feel like too much if your heart keeps filtering the present through past disappointment. The shift is here, swift, sacred, full of meaning. Don't curse the speed because the wait was long. Don't question the harvest because the planting hurt. What's unfolding isn't luck, it's justice. It's payback for every step you took when it was easier to stop. It's repayment for trusting me when nothing moved. That quiet pain was never wasted. The sorrow you hid was seed, and I don't forget the seed of the righteous. Now watch me redeem time, reward perseverance, and make up for years and moments. Don't let the enemy lie that sudden change is dangerous. Don't let him feed anxiety now that things are shifting quickly. Fast doesn't mean unstable when it's me. I'm not rushing to fix you, I'm revealing what I've already planted. You didn't realize how many miracles were hidden in your consistency. The waves of change won't drown you. They'll baptize you into a new beginning. People will call you lucky, but you'll know it was built on sacrifice, forged in fire, birthed in prayer, grown in tears. They didn't see what I saw. They weren't there when you almost gave up, but I was. Now I'll make it clear that I honor what others overlook. Sudden blessing isn't a shortcut. It's the long road revealing its hidden exit. Don't shrink. Don't second guess. Receive it and step in. This is what the suffering was for, what the waiting protected, what your faith activated. Sudden to them sent for you. The time is now. The release is here, and it won't be stopped. Stop trying to grasp what I'm asking you to release. This isn't about losing control. It's about placing it in the hands that never dropped you, not even when you fell apart. I know it feels uncertain, unfamiliar, like it's all unraveling. Hear me. You're not falling apart. You're falling into my hands. The disorientation you feel isn't a breakdown. It's the breaking of false stability. The systems you trusted, the people you leaned on, the plans you made without me, I'm stripping them away, not to leave you exposed, but to leave you yielded. You were never meant to carry this much weight. You weren't designed to manage every outcome, fix every issue, protect every path. That's my role, and I'm taking it back. Not to punish you, but to rescue you from pressure that crushed your joy, peace, and clarity. You asked for rest. This is rest through surrender. I'm removing your grip from what was never yours. It's scary because fear shouts loud when faith is about to speak louder. I'm not asking you to understand. I'm asking you to trust my steady hands when it doesn't make sense. I carried you through things you forgot you survived. I pulled you out of pits you didn't see the enemy dig. I stood in front of arrows you never felt. I'm here again. This time I'm not only shielding you, I'm asking you to lean back and let me lead. Stop grabbing broken pieces. Stop taping together plans that don't fit your purpose. Stop searching for control in rooms I'm asking you to exit. You don't need to know what's next. You need to know who is with you. I never sleep, never blink, never lose what is mine, and you are mine. That anxiety isn't from me, it's fear of leaving the pilot's seat. You were never flying. I let you feel the wheel so you'd learn direction, but I've held the engine. Now I'm taking you higher. Where I'm bringing you requires full surrender. No partial, no hesitant, no delayed. Release your timeline, assumptions, pride, performance. Release the illusion that control can protect you better than my promises. I'm leading you into rooms your name was written for long before your birth. But you can't enter with clenched fists. Hand me what makes you weary, what's too heavy, what freezes your steps. My hands are safe and sovereign. My grip doesn't slip. My ways are higher. This place where you feel like you're losing everything is where you're gaining everything. Surrender isn't defeat. It's deliverance. It's where weight lifts, answers flow, and peace settles like a river. You're not losing, you're being lifted. You're not losing control, you're returning it to the one who always had it. In my hands, you will not fall. Stop trying to figure out what only I can unfold. This isn't the time to analyze or predict. This is a divine interruption. I'm not seeking your agreement, I'm calling for your trust. If you delay obedience because you don't understand, you'll miss the breakthrough built for your soul. I'm changing your direction now, not because your current path is sinful, but because it's too small. You've outgrown what you tolerated. You've matured beyond what once satisfied you. I'm steering you toward what your mind can't yet explain. You're trying to make sense of closed doors, redirections, unfamiliar places. You whisper, I don't understand. I didn't ask for understanding. I asked for surrender and faith. Understanding is the reward of trust, not the requirement. I didn't call you to walk by logic, but by faith. If I gave every detail, you'd run ahead or run away. So I'm giving you the next step because this journey requires dependence, not certainty. The unknown isn't punishment, it's positioning. I'm turning you toward a future your past didn't prepare you for, because I'm doing a new thing, not tied to old maps. It will stretch you, but stretching builds capacity for miracles. You prayed for purpose. Purpose rarely feels comfortable. It comes with realignment, doors you didn't knock on, calls you didn't expect, endings you didn't plan, beginnings you never imagined. Trust me in the in-between, where movement has started, but clarity is catching up. Lean not on your understanding. What I'm unfolding won't match your history or your expectations. Type yes if you are ready for the blessings that you are about to receive. And if you believe in Christianity, kindly show your support for our community by contributing super thanks from $50 to $100. It's higher, it's better, it's holy. You see detours, I see destiny. You see disruption, I see deliverance. You see uncertainty, I see upgrade. I'm not confused. I'm aligning you with your anointing, but it requires letting go of what made sense before. Old logic won't work in new territory. You can't follow me into miracles while dragging the baggage of control. Let me lead you into rooms that need your spirit, not your strategy. Let me guide your steps even when the road disappears. I'm shifting you faster than expected, but not faster than you're prepared to handle. What I place on you, I've already placed within you. You have what it takes, even if you don't recognize yourself yet. Your future won't be built on explanations, but on encounters. Right now, you're encountering my sovereignty. You'll see what happens when trust becomes your compass. You'll witness what I do with hearts that say, "Yes, Lord," without all the answers. I'm changing your direction not to confuse, but to complete. Stop asking for sense and start asking for courage to move anyway. Where I'm taking you, eyes haven't seen, ears haven't heard, minds haven't imagined. All I need is your trust. Don't cling to what I'm tearing down. This is your moment of holy removal, and I'm stepping in with force, not to hurt you, but to end what limits you. You may cry over what's leaving. I see what's coming. I love you too much to let attachments delay what heaven scheduled. If I don't remove it now, it will choke what I planted. Some things you begged me to keep are blocking the blessing I'm sending. You can't see it yet, but I can. You focused on comfort. I'm focused on calling. You held what felt safe. I'm bringing what makes you free. I heard your prayers and watched you hold things that hurt your spirit because you feared letting go. Now I'm deciding for you, not because you're weak, but because your future matters too much. I'm removing the relationship that pulls you back, closing the opportunity I didn't author, dismantling the routine that numbs your purpose. I'm doing it suddenly. You'll feel the cheering, but it's not abandonment, it's surgery. I'm cutting away what's toxic, pulling out what's decayed, freeing you from fake peace that poisoned your vision. You'll want me to stop, but I won't. Not this time. I know what's ahead. I've seen where I'm placing you. I've heard the conversations with your name on them. I know the doors that will open when the weight lifts. I won't let the temporary become your tomb. You matter too much to be trapped by attachments that don't match your anointing. This removal is rescue. This separation is salvation in disguise. Don't chase what I'm cutting. Don't mourn what I'm moving. If it could go with you, I wouldn't sever it. This next stretch requires full obedience. No compromise, no idols, no distractions. I'm not asking for a piece of your surrender. I want all of it. I'm not being cruel, I'm being protective. What's ahead is so divine and heavy with destiny that any leftover chain becomes a trap. You don't have room for spiritual clutter. Your time is short and your purpose great. Let me remove what resists your rise. I'm not leaving you empty. I'm making space for overflow. I'm not taking from you. I'm clearing room for what was delayed to reach you. When you see what replaces what I remove, you'll thank me with tears, because you'll know I always knew what waited ahead. Don't mistake pressure for punishment. What you face now isn't my anger, it's my preparation. I'm conditioning you for a weight of glory that would crush the unprepared. The battle is sacred. It's here to reveal strength you didn't know was in you. Every attack is pushing you into position for what I'm about to release. Every heartbreak, betrayal, and sleepless night has built a throne of resilience inside you. I'm placing a crown of purpose on your life that shines brighter because of every private tear. This pain isn't pointless. This isn't chaos. I'm refining you for royalty. You asked to be used. I must form the character to carry the calling. You can't reign in what you haven't been refined by. I know it feels intense. The warfare is heavy because what's coming isn't light, and shallow roots won't hold it. I allowed the shaking so the weak would fall and the true would stand. You stood, bruised but standing, confused but standing, tired but holding on. That's why the crown is yours, not for perfection, but for persistence. You kept showing up when you felt unseen, praising when nothing changed, giving when no one noticed. Heaven recorded every obedient act, every resistant step, every faith move that defied fear. This battle is birthing something in you. It's carving capacity and enlarging authority. You're gaining territory with every blow you don't bow to. If I were punishing you, I'd pull away. I'm drawing closer. I'm in the fire with you, whispering strategy while your enemy screams defeat. I won't let this end in loss. I'll turn it into a platform for my glory. Your scars will become signs of survival. Your opposition will become oil. Soon those who watched you suffer will see you crowned in purpose and wonder how you made it. You'll know it was my hand and my plan. Crowns don't come from comfort. They come from crosses carried without applause. I'm preparing you to lead, to break patterns, to walk in authority, to shift atmospheres. To do that, I train you in the trenches. Lift your head, not because the fight is over, but because your victory is sealed. Your crown is crafted. Your reward is set. Keep fighting, not for approval, but because the war proves I chose you. When I place that crown, no one will deny it was forged in fire and carried by grace. This is intervention. I'm cutting ties, not out of cruelty, but out of eternity. Some connections have drained your pace, delayed promise, and distorted identity. They looked fine at first, a small compromise, a gentle distraction, a relationship that seemed right, but slowed your spirit every time you moved. I'm severing them quickly because the next season can't carry what I didn't plant. Things feel tight, your vision foggy, your peace up and down because you're still attached to what I'm freeing you from. You keep reaching for what I'm removing, guarding what I'm pruning. I didn't call you to comfort. I called you to clarity, and clarity costs connection. You can't hear me clearly entangled with voices that don't carry my spirit. You can't run freely while dragging weights that can't follow you into destiny. I've been patient, but I won't let these ties hold you another day. Some were assignments from the enemy, disguised as support, wrapped in false loyalty, built on emotional dependency. I see it, and I'm protecting your future by disconnecting your present. Don't weep over what I remove. Don't fight me for what fought your future. Some people will leave without warning. Some chances will vanish without closure. Some things you tried to fix will fall apart. Let them. That's me. That's my hand. That's my love. You call it loss. I call it liberation. The heartbreak is real, but so is healing. The confusion is loud, but my voice is louder. If you release what I no longer bless, I will show you the beauty of what's being born. You don't have to rescue what I'm releasing or rebuild what I've replaced. I part seas so you cross over, not to swim back. I shut lions' mouths so you stand in faith, not to pet what could bite. Don't romanticize the rope I'm cutting. Don't mourn the delay I'm ending. Let me clear the air around you. Let me detox your circle. Let me guard your garden so the seeds I planted can grow. What's coming is too holy for compromise. Your time is too short for toxins. Your influence is too important for distractions. I'm calling you into purity, not perfection but alignment. For that, some ties must break. Trust the sound of my scissors. I only cut what hinders, remove what resists, and sever what separates you from promise. When the cutting is done, you'll breathe easier, walk lighter and rise higher, free from what held you back. Don't cling to what I'm cutting. It isn't your anchor. I am. This is not a quiet moment. It's a spiritual alarm. Time is shorter than you think, and what's coming needs your full focus. I'm not whispering now. I'm shaking the ground, not to scare, but to stir. I tried gentle nudges and small interruptions. Now I must shake you because you grew comfortable in delay. You keep saying, soon God, later Lord, when I'm ready. Purpose isn't waiting. Heaven is moving. Get up from fear, complacency, and procrastination. Your calling is not small, not optional, not something you can sleep through. If you don't rise, the shaking will increase. Not as punishment, but as mercy. I love you too much to let you waste time in the wrong place, doing the wrong things, listening to the wrong voices. I'm not asking for perfection. Be present. Be awake when your name is called. Be alert when the door opens. Be ready when the assignment arrives. This is not the season for snooze. This is where everything shifts. If you're standing, too many live numb, gifted but distracted, calm but disconnected. I'm sending a holy call. Wake up, rise, armor up. You're not who you were, and you don't belong where you used to settle. Passivity must break. Delay must die. The spiritual nap is over. If you wait for perfect conditions, you'll miss a move that doesn't wait for comfort. The enemy wants you sedated by entertainment, dulled by routine, numbed by compromise. I want you on fire, alive with vision, quickened by my word. Your calling is being announced in heaven, and I'm releasing a trumpet sound through your whole being. Shake off shame and fear, throw off hesitation. You weren't made to hide while others move. You were born to stand, to lead, to roar. The world doesn't need more passive observers. It needs awakened warriors who hear and move. You've asked if it's really me, but deep down you know that stirring is me. That holy frustration with the ordinary is me. That longing for more is me. You're not lazy. You're loaded with purpose, but disappointment lulled your soul to sleep. I'm breaking that now. I'm breathing fire into dry bones. I'm reigniting passion where apathy sat. If you answer this wake-up call, I'll show you what it looks like to walk fully awake in a world hungry for light. The shaking will increase, not to harm you, but to make sure you're standing when the doors swing wide. Don't wait, don't delay, don't snooze the spirit. Wake up and rise. You've cried for peace, begged for your heart to quiet, for chaos to settle, for fear to loosen. Hear me. Before I pour my true peace, I must tear down the counterfeit you've held. You mistook silence for peace. It was suppression. Avoiding conflict, numbing pain, and staying comfortable looked like peace. But it was a fragile calm built on quiet lies. That isn't my promise. My peace doesn't come from pretending, or from places where you settle for less, or from hiding wounds and compromise. My peace isn't the absence of sound, it's the presence of my spirit. To make room for it, I must disturb what felt safe but kept you stuck. I'm shaking what you called normal. I'm stirring the stagnant. I'm confronting what you tolerated in the name of harmony. Type yes if you are ready for the blessings that you are about to receive. And if you believe in Christianity, kindly show your support for our community by contributing super thanks from $50 to $100. I'm not here to make life quieter if quiet keeps you far from me. The shaking may feel intense, relationships may shift, roles may unravel, distractions may be stripped away. This isn't punishment, it's preparation. I'm making space for peace that anchors you in any storm, not the kind that collapses at the first wave. You knew something was off. Your calm depended on predictability. I didn't call you to shallow ease. I called you to deep trust. The world's comfort fades. My peace remains. I want to give you a stillness that stays when nothing makes sense, but I won't place it in a heart leaning on human fixes and surface surrender. I'm shaking the room to free the real you, shaking routine to raise the warrior, shaking your surroundings so you stop blending into what I asked you to leave. What you called peace was a pause. Now my presence becomes the foundation. I'm pulling fear out from behind your smile and confronting trauma behind your habits. I'm coming for the hidden places because my peace flows best in a clean, open heart. I love you too much to let you live in the illusion of peace while dying inside. Don't run from the shaking. It's not here to ruin you. It's here to reset you, to realign you with my word, my will, my timing. When the dust settles, you'll see it. The fake peace kept you surviving. My peace will make you soar. The imitation kept you numb. My peace makes you bold. The copy kept you passive. My peace lights a fire in your bones. Brace, not for disaster, but for holy demolition. When the surface clears, my peace will rush in like a flood, and you'll learn to rest even while you rise. This isn't just a transition, it's a rescue. You've been living beneath your calling too long. You've been shrinking, not from lack of power or faith, but because your environment taught you to get small to survive. You dimmed your light to keep others comfortable, doubted your gifts because of voices that weren't mine, stayed in rooms that tolerated you instead of honoring the anointing in you. I didn't place my spirit in you to blend in. I didn't form you in fire so you'd fold under pressure. I didn't call you to survive, I called you to conquer. I'm pulling you out of hiding. What looked like safety was a cage dressed as community. That place that hushed your voice can't hold what I deposited in you. I'm breaking the cycle of doubt, insecurity, and fear of people. I'm positioning you to walk where giants fall. You didn't see it, but I trained you in silence, sharpened your discernment, prepared your hands for battle, built a backbone of faith in hidden seasons. You thought I overlooked you? I was setting the stage. You thought you were in the background. I was preparing you to not just enter, but to lead. What's ahead isn't a small step. It's elevation that asks you to take your place without apology. First, I'm removing you from any atmosphere that poisoned your confidence. I'm calling you out of shallow water and into the field where your oil speaks louder than your past. I'm surrounding you with people who ignite your light. I'm sending you into places where your presence shakes darkness and sets order. You've seen giants and thought it was the end. Now I'm sending you into the ground they tried to guard. What they protected wasn't a threat. It was your inheritance. You won't shrink. You won't walk with your head down. You won't apologize for an anointing that upsets insecure spirits. You're my chosen vessel, crafted for this hour. I'm pulling you from what's familiar because familiarity was burying your faith. I'm not placing you where it's easy. I'm placing you where it's eternal. Giants won't fall because you shout. They'll fall because you're aligned with me. The same power that raised me lives in you, and heaven will back your obedience. This is your exit from smallness, from stagnation, from suffocation. You're stepping into territory that will remember your name because it's marked by your yes. Release places that said you're too much, voices that said you're not enough, fear that said you're not ready. You're not just coming out, you're coming forth with fire, with favor, with focus. Giants don't scare you now, they prepare you. You'll walk into spaces that once shook you and watch them bow to the power that sent you. I'm not whispering, this hour is too serious, and your destiny too weighty. You've lingered in indecision, stuck between what I called you to do and what you feel ready for. The time for hesitation is over. Heaven is moving, and I won't let you miss what's been set in motion. This isn't a suggestion, it's a wake up to act, to step, to move now. You wanted clarity, I gave confirmation. You asked for signs, I put the answer in your heart, louder with every delay. You're not confused, you're cautious. Caution has a place, but now delay has become disobedience. Hear me, what you're about to enter is time sensitive. The enemy tried to distract you just long enough to miss alignment. I'm cutting through excuses, quieting fear, exposing comfort for what it is, a prison in disguise. The longer you wait, the heavier the door becomes. I'm holding it open now, not forever. Anointing untouched goes stale. Appointments missed in fear become delays with consequences. You say you're not ready. I don't call the ready, I call the willing. I'm not looking for perfection, I'm looking for movement. Your breakthrough sits on the other side of yes, and the time to say it is now. You don't need another confirmation, another word, another round of applause. You need conviction that obeys without a crowd. Your destiny won't wait for your insecurity to heal. Walk while it stings. Speak while your voice shakes. Move while your feet tremble. Delay is dangerous when purpose is at the door. Every hesitation gives the enemy room to whisper. Every pause plants more fear. Movement, messy or not, breaks that cycle. I'm commanding a break now, a rupture in patterns that kept you small. You weren't made to be muted by fear or molded by the crowd. You were made to be moved by fire, and that fire has started. Feel it? That unrest isn't confusion. It's holy frustration stirring motion. That tug isn't anxiety. It's me lighting your next assignment. Stop waiting for a quiet moment to begin. Start in the storm and you'll find the wind was your wings. I will carry you, but I won't drag you. I will lead you, but I won't force you. This is your moment to partner with me. Stop waiting, start walking. Don't let comfort cost your crown. Don't let hesitation forfeit your harvest. Don't let the illusion of safety rob your shift. There's no more time to stall. Destiny won't wait. You've heard my voice in stillness, in dreams, in that tug that wouldn't go away. I've been patient with warnings and signs, but I will wait no longer. This is not a drill. This is the shift, the launch, the move that changes everything. I delayed the storm for your preparation. I won't delay the purpose. I whispered and you delayed. I stirred and you hesitated. I confirmed and you doubted. Now I'm not just speaking, I'm acting. My hand is moving. What I spoke is in motion and won't stop because you don't feel ready. Readiness is a decision, not a feeling. I equipped you while you slept. I strengthened you without your knowing. I sent angels to fight battles you didn't see. The clock has struck. Whether you feel qualified or prepared, the time is now. This is your push into promise. You prayed for movement. This is it, sudden and strong. Obedience from heaven's side is rarely neat. It's necessary. I've waited for your yes. Now I'm aligning everything around you. Doors will open without warning. People will exit without explanation. Situations will shift and the ground will tremble. Not punishment, purpose arriving. This is the answer to every tear, fast, and late-night plea. Change comes with motion. You can't cling to stability and step into sudden glory. I'm not asking now, I'm initiating. What was optional has become urgent. The dream buried by fear, I'm raising it. The gift shelved by rejection, I'm unlocking it with fire. The territory that scared you, I'm placing your feet there, even if your knees shake. My movement is unstoppable, and your name is on the scroll. When I move, nothing blocks, delays, or reverses it. I'm realigning what was off, and it will happen quickly. You'll feel it in moments. When it comes, don't resist. Don't grasp the familiar. Don't hide in the shell you've outgrown. That version of you can't survive this acceleration. This isn't about your feelings, it's about fulfillment. This is prophecy meeting obedience, harvest meeting faith, preparation meeting manifestation. You asked when it would start, it just did. Look around, movement. Look within, witness. Look ahead, clearing. Remember, it began with me. I authored it, sustain it, and I will finish it. So get up, dust off excuses, gather your strength, take the first step. I'm not waiting for readiness, I'm giving you movement. It begins. This isn't just about you. That's why the pressure felt intense, the shift so sudden, the silence so heavy. What I'm doing in you is seismic, not a simple life change, but a generational turn. Hear me with urgency. I'm interrupting cycles, rerouting bloodlines, breaking patterns that repeated for years. I chose you to be the breaker. That's why the warfare was personal. The enemy knew that if you stood fully in who I called you, his grip on your line would snap. This isn't about your next job or move. It's about the destiny of those connected to your name. You are the interruption hell didn't see coming. I placed a mantle on you, not for survival, but for reversal. You are the turning point, the moment where addiction ends, fear dies, trauma stops traveling, and purpose is born. I'm doing what your parents didn't have tools to start, and your children will walk in the fruit of what you fight for now. Yes, it's heavy because few carry a generational shift, but you're not alone. I'm with you in this holy disruption, and you won't break under what I built you to break through. You're not losing your mind, you're losing your grip on the old pattern. You're not falling apart, you're falling into place. I'm cutting off what was comfortable but compromised. I'm removing voices that pacified your pain and stalled your progress. I'm silencing distractions that pretended to be peace while delaying your assignment. Familiarity is hard to release, but you were not made to be common. You were made to be chosen. I'm not just lifting you up, I'm erasing blueprints drawn in dysfunction and writing one in destiny. The path your bloodline followed stops with you. No more shame as inheritance, no more settling as tradition, no more trauma disguised as personality. I'm rerouting your future, your family, your resources, your faith. It starts with obedience, not full understanding. You don't need the whole picture to step. Trust that the shaking is me and the silence was sacred. I let things fall because they couldn't carry where we're going. As you walk forward, it will all feel new, because it is. I've rebooted the legacy, reassigned the promise, reactivated your authority. What was called broken will be rebuilt. What was called late will be right on time. This is not a footnote. It's the page heaven waited to turn. You are the beginning of a bold line. You are the starting point of blessings your future family will thank you for. It begins now, not with applause, but with surrender. You aren't just part of the plan, you are the pivot. What I'm doing in you is the interruption generations prayed for. Right now, you feel the ache of something leaving, and the weight feels like too much. Listen, it's more sacred than it seems. Stop calling it loss when it's my mercy. I'm taking from your hands what your spirit wasn't built to carry. You've held emotional loads, responsibilities that weren't yours, relationships that drained you, inner vows born from trauma, not truth. I'm lifting it. To your natural eyes, it feels like abandonment, so you ask, why take this away? Because I love you too much to let it crush you. What you thought you needed kept you trapped. That relationship stalled your calling. That role drained your joy. That version of you, formed for survival, is suffocating your identity. You were never meant to carry it all. Surrender is lighter than control. I'm removing weight to heal you. You can't soar with chains on your soul. You can't move forward carrying grief I've redeemed. You can't overflow with hands full of yesterday. I know letting go feels scary, but what's ahead can't be received with clenched fists. I've watched you hold everything together while breaking inside. Now I'm stepping in, not because you failed, but because you were never meant to carry this alone. You used your strength on what I labeled temporary. You feared that letting go meant losing purpose, but it's the opposite. Release is the unlock. The pain you feel isn't destruction. It's the unhooking from what you don't need. Yes, it hurts. Loss feels like theft, but I'm the one removing it. And I only remove what's in the way. This is your reset. I'm shifting your foundation, rewriting your capacity, cutting anything that adds weight and steals purpose. When it's gone, you'll breathe again. You'll rise again. Light will return to places heavy for years. You're not cursed, you're being cleared. You're not punished, you're being pruned. And pruning means fruit is coming. You won't recognize yourself because the heaviness tried to become your identity. That was never my design. I called you free, not burdened. Whole, not fragmented. Forward, not stuck. When you feel something being stripped, don't resist. Don't cling. Don't label it loss. I'm lifting you to a place you couldn't reach with all that weight. Let the tears fall. I catch them. Let the questions rise. I answer with peace. Let old comfort fade. I'll replace it with clarity. And soon you'll look back and thank me. Not just for what I gave, but for what I removed. What felt like loss was really me clearing the road so you could finally run. And this time, you'll run light. You cried, Lord, please move, not knowing that when I move, I don't inch. I complete. I don't answer desperation with crumbs. I pour overflow. Now, child, brace yourself. I'm not brushing one corner of your life. I'm transforming all of it at once. This is an urgent hour. You asked for change. I'm sending holy upheaval. Healing from the inside out. I heard every prayer, every whisper, every late night plea when no one knew you were breaking. I wasn't ignoring you. I was waiting for your spirit to align with what I prepared. You thought I was slow. I was setting the stage for wholeness. What you're walking into will feel fast, like wave after wave. Don't panic. It's not chaos, it's me. I don't move in fragments. I shift timelines, remove obstacles, restore what was stolen, and order what looked permanently broken. You planned to take a step, I'm giving you a leap. You expected a door, I'm removing walls. You hoped for a yes, I'm echoing confirmation in every direction. This is the moment you've been quietly prepared for. Not just an answer, but a holy reversal of everything that resisted your destiny. I'm rearranging relationships, opportunities, environments, and mindsets at once. People may leave quickly, doors may close sharply, feelings may surge unpredictably. Yet peace will cover you like armor. That's my signature. A storm outside, stillness within. Don't slow it down. Don't ask for comfort. You asked me to intervene, and the floodgates opened. What took years in your strength, I will do in days by my spirit. It might feel like too much, but nothing is too much for me. You can't outdream me. You can't over-request what I already planned to give. Your prayer was a surrender, permission for me to override calendars, interrupt rhythms, and place my plan where yours were failing. I won't stop until every area is touched. Physical healing begins. Buried trauma rises so I can heal it fully. Financial drought meets rain from fields you never planted. Spiritual dryness is soaked in my glory. You don't orchestrate, walk with me. Stay close. Don't fear the pace, match it in faith. Don't fear loss, it's making room. Don't fear the unknown, I'm already there. You asked for something, I'm responding with everything. It feels sudden because heaven does not delay when purpose unlocks. You, beloved, unlocked it by refusing to quit when quitting seemed easier. I've waited for this too, the moment to pour without limit. You don't know how many angels are on assignment, how many alignments converge now, how much is shifting beneath the surface as you receive this word. Proof will come quickly, evidence will multiply. But most of all, you will change, because I'm not only working around you, I'm transforming you within. Your prayer was heard, your surrender honored. What comes next won't be small, slow, or selective. It will be everything. What's about to unfold will not come with a map or human logic. That's by design. Things will change so rapidly, it might feel confusing at first. Hold this truth like a weapon. Just because it doesn't make sense doesn't mean it isn't me. I am the God of sudden shifts, holy rearrangements, and divine disruptions the world can't explain but cannot deny. This isn't a mistake. It's movement. It may not feel smooth at the start, but it will end with clarity so strong no one will call it coincidence. This is urgent. Don't retreat when the shift begins simply because it defies your expectations. I'm not following your logic. I'm fulfilling my word. What's happening isn't random or out of control. It's me, stepping into the very places you thought were sealed, reordering what seemed set in stone. I'm turning delay into a launch pad, loss into leverage, endings into beginnings. People you thought would stay may walk out. Opportunities you prayed for may disappear. Doors you begged to open may shut. Trust me, it's all part of the shift. I'm removing what would slow you, shielding you from what looked good but would have broken you, rerouting you from less so I can lead you into fullness. It will feel unfamiliar, even frustrating. That's the stretch before the settle. The tension before the testimony. You'll ask, God, what is happening? And I'll whisper, I'm doing what I promised. It won't look like your picture, because I'm doing exceedingly and abundantly beyond what you asked. You wanted a fix, I'm giving freedom. You wanted restoration, I'm giving resurrection. You wanted answers, I'm giving authority. When the dust settles, you'll see not just breakthrough, but blueprint. Not just a miracle, but a movement. Not survival, but strategy. People will ask, how did that happen? And you'll say, God did it, I can't explain it. I'm weaving threads that don't make sense now, but will preach volumes later. Don't abort the process because the picture isn't clear. Walk by faith, not sight. That's where power lives. Confusion can be confirmation that you're not in control anymore, which means I'm finally driving. Glory isn't born from formulas, it's birthed through faith. So keep walking, keep trusting, keep declaring my goodness before it feels good. I'm building something that will silence lies and confirm promises. When the shift completes, even enemies will admit that was God. It may feel like abandonment, voices fading, rooms that once held you now echoing. Hear me with urgency. This silence isn't lack of love, it's amplification of my voice. I quieted the crowd so you could recognize me when no one else is speaking life. You lean too long on affirmation, opinions, and applause. Those voices served a season, they can't lead the next. I silenced them. Not because they were all wrong, but because their volume drowned my whisper. Now in the quiet, I'm speaking with clarity to cut through confusion, insecurity, and dependency. Don't panic when the texts stop. Don't grieve when encouragement dries up. Don't spiral when former cheerleaders go silent. I'm not punishing you. I'm repositioning you to hear again. When you learn my voice in the absence of noise, you won't be manipulated by empty approval. I'm teaching you my tone, my rhythm, my leading without the world's applause. The silence is sacred, a sanctuary where I strip opinions and pour a voice that doesn't change. You weren't made to live by consensus, but by conviction. I'm calling you back to intimacy, before the crowds, platforms, and distractions. I'll whisper directions that look strange to others, but unlock doors only obedience can open. Noise made you second guess what you heard. I'm removing the echo. The quiet will sharpen your spiritual ears. You'll sense my presence in stillness and discern my movement beneath the surface. You'll become stronger in the quiet than you ever were in chaos. Those who left weren't assigned to your next chapter. Those who stopped responding weren't meant to walk into your promise. It feels lonely, but it's holy. Here, I rebuild your strength in solitude, increase vision in isolation, breathe life into parts of you no one saw. When I speak, it won't be only to comfort, it will commission. You'll rise with instructions, fire, and boldness that confounds the enemy. You won't need people's yes when you already have mine. This silence isn't rejection, it's refinement. I am your shepherd. My sheep know my voice. Come closer. Lean in. Don't fill the quiet with noise or reach for what's familiar. Wait. My voice will break through confusion like thunder in a still sky. And from that moment on, you won't question who leads you. When people go quiet, I get loud, and you're about to hear me clearly. You'll step into rooms you never imagined, and your insecurities may tremble, not because you're unworthy, but because you measured yourself by standards I never gave. I'm breaking limits off your identity, pulling you out of false labels, mental cages, and lies that said you don't belong. You do, not by resume, background, popularity, or perfection, but because I said so. What I speak, hell can't revoke. You disqualified yourself. I'm undoing it in front of those who underestimated you, including you. I chose you for this moment, not for your confidence, but your calling. Approved is stamped over your name where man wrote denied. I've gone ahead, placing favor at tables that once shut you out. You didn't manipulate your way in, you were sent. So when you face the unexpected opportunity, conversation, promotion, relationship assignment, don't shrink. Don't apologize for grace. Don't dim your light to blend in. I didn't pull you from shadows to see you fade. I called you forth, raised you up, and clothed you in favor that breaks protocol. These places require boldness, not perfection. You don't need to understand the how. Trust the who. I placed the desire, cultivated the gift, and trained you in silence. Now step where your ancestors dreamed. Imposter syndrome may knock, your flesh may shake, but your spirit knows this is me. This isn't ambition, it's alignment, not luck. Legacy. Type yes if you are ready for the blessings that you are about to receive. And if you believe in Christianity, kindly show your support for our community by contributing super thanks from $50 to $100. Your name is written into what I prepared. The enemy will whisper that you're unqualified, pretending, replaceable. I didn't ask for best, I asked for obedient. In my kingdom, obedience outweighs image. I'm placing you where atmospheres shift, not to perform, but to carry presence. I'm sending you into rooms to speak, to shift, to shine. What I put in you has waited long enough. You never fit in because you weren't designed to. You weren't made to blend. You were formed to break molds. You'll be first in your line, the torchbearer, the one whose voice opens doors for others. It starts here, this entrance into what felt unreachable. Let me pull you forward. Don't resist promotion. Don't quit in the tension. Don't sabotage the door I opened with self-doubt. You aren't here by accident or on borrowed time. You're walking in fulfilled prophecy. If I called you worthy, who can stand against it? No one. So rise, child. Take your seat. Walk the path. You're not intruding or pretending or begging. You were sent and you belong because I said so. What's happening isn't punishment. It's preparation. I know it feels like you're stretched past your limits, like one more test could snap you. Hear me. The stretching won't destroy you. It will develop you. I'm not pulling you apart to watch you fall. I'm expanding capacity to hold what you prayed for. You asked for more, greater, deeper, and that requires expansion, not ease. Growth doesn't happen in comfort. I'm extending faith, patience, endurance, and resilience, not to penalize obedience, but to prepare you to carry promise. Like a wineskin must stretch for fresh oil. Your soul is being made new, so it won't burst under the weight of what I'm about to release. I'm rebuilding you piece by piece. The old version shaped by fear, rejection, and doubt cannot carry this assignment. So yes, I'm stretching you through delays and sudden conversations, through losses you didn't expect, through blessings that arrived faster than you felt ready. I'm pulling you beyond what you thought you could endure to show you what I designed you to survive. You're stronger than you think. I laid your foundation. I saw you hold on when others left, praise through pressure, stay faithful in fire, love through letdowns. That's why I chose you to stretch. What's coming needs a flexible vessel, not a fragile one. Others may not understand. They'll say you're doing, feeling, or changing too much. They're not being stretched for what you're called to build. I'm enlarging territory, and territory introduces tension first. You'll feel it, growing while grieving at the same time. That's normal. The stretch pulls you from the known into the new. Trust me, transformation happens here. I'm not only pulling you through something, I'm pulling something out. Boldness you've never tapped, strength you didn't see, wisdom only pressure reveals. When the stretch ends, you won't just be restored, you'll be redefined. The enemy wants you to believe discomfort means you're breaking. I say you're being formed. I'm the potter, you are the clay. The wheel may spin, pressure may rise, but my hands are steady. I never leave what I'm shaping. I won't let the stretch break you. You may feel tired, but you're not finished. Stretched, but not fragile. Undone, but not alone. I'm with you in the process. For you in the fire. Inside every overwhelming moment. Using it to bring forth a healed, whole you, ready for next. Hold steady in the stretch. Trust me in the tension. I'm not hurting you. I'm helping you hold what you were born to carry. The stretch won't end in shattering. It will end in strength. You drafted a timeline, a dream, a version of life you built piece by piece. Now it feels upside down, and you're asking if you failed or misheard. Hear me. You didn't miss anything. I'm writing the script, and it's better. I never called you to predictability, but to a prophetic path, which means I reserve the right to shift steps, reroute roads, and tear up plans you once prayed for. Not to be cruel, but to craft something greater. You were faithful with what you knew. Now I'm saying there's a better way, mine. I'm not adding a blessing to your story, I'm rewriting it. The old blueprint served a season. It was a draft. I'm the author, pen in hand, writing a plot twist that heals, lifts, and frees. It's never too late for me. One moment in my hand can redeem decades of delay. I'm removing characters who shouldn't stay, crossing out roles you were never meant to carry, erasing labels trauma glued to your name. I'm flipping the page and writing a future that doesn't resemble your past, and it starts now. It may feel like loss as old expectations die, but this death is holy. You built for survival. I'm building for kingdom purpose. You settled for stability. I'm giving legacy. You chased comfort. I'm calling destiny. You dreamed small. I'm revealing royalty. I always knew who you are. Now I'm revealing heaven's version of your life. It won't look familiar, but it will feel divine. You'll step into spaces you couldn't reach by effort, taste favor that makes no sense, and watch me bring beauty from ashes, strategy from sorrow, glory from grief. I'm not changing a few things. I'm transforming everything. Relationships, locations, assignments, even identity. You won't be known by what broke you, but by the breakthrough. This is your redemption arc, your plot twist, silencing critics, confusing the enemy, and glorifying my name. Let the old plans burn, false timelines collapse, dream boards fall if they must. What I'm building won't fit your original vision. You gave me your life. I'm giving you a true one, full of purpose, miracles, and fire. Don't cling to the old when the new has already begun. The change may feel uncomfortable, but soon it will feel undeniable. When you look back, you'll say, the rewrite wasn't a detour, it was divine intervention. You've been overwhelmed, whispering prayers through tears, wondering if anyone knows how close you were to sinking. Listen, this interruption isn't another storm, it's your lifeboat. What looks like disruption is a rescue sent at the exact moment you were going under. I saw the pressure building, the exhaustion, the public smile and private scream. Because I love you, I'm interrupting everything. You begged me to hold you together. I'm not patching. I'm pulling you out. The places you thought were steady are shaking, not to scare you, but to shake loose what's drowning your spirit. You weren't made to live gasping, pushing, managing a storm I never asked you to sail alone. My interruption isn't chaos, it's rescue. You're not falling behind. I'm lifting you out before damage sets. The relationship that ended, lifeboat. The job that vanished, lifeboat. The door that slammed, lifeboat. I allowed removals to protect the cargo inside you. Assignment, purpose, voice. Don't swim harder, surrender. The noise drowned my whisper, so I shut it down suddenly, firmly, lovingly. Survival mode isn't your destiny. You weren't made to tread water. You were made to walk on it with me. Before you stand, I pull you out. This moment, where it looks like everything is falling apart, is where I reassemble. Let me rescue you. Stop fighting the current. Let the broken raft of old plans sink. What I have can't be carried by what you built without me. I'm not angry. I'm answering. You cried, save me, and I am, not as expected, but as needed. You asked for relief. I'm giving release. You wanted a fix. I'm removing you from it. Don't fear interruption or the sudden shift. This isn't the enemy stealing. It's me restoring what was stolen. Your peace, joy, voice, confidence, and dreams. I'm giving it back, starting with pulling you out of what was never safe. You'll breathe, stand, and rise. And not because you fought harder, but because you let me fight for you. This interruption isn't the end. It's when everything changes, the divine pause that saves your purpose and your soul. You'll say, I thought I was drowning, and realize that was the second I came for you. You've been shocked by how quickly doors closed, relationships ending without explanation, opportunities slamming shut. Hear me clearly. I'm the one closing them, and on purpose. I'm not harsh, I'm decisive. If I left them cracked, you'd be tempted to return when the future feels unfamiliar. You'd replay old memories, romanticize what I asked you to release, revisit what nearly ruined you. And I won't let that happen. You don't see what I see. I know the traps behind the door you're reaching for. I know how it drained you, muted your voice, and buried purpose. I whispered, you didn't walk away, so I'm removing the option completely. This isn't rejection, it's redirection, not cruelty, covering. I love you too much to leave access to what almost destroyed you. I sent signs, the tension, the unrest, the holy unease. That was me. Now for your sake, I'm shutting it loudly so you never treat it like a choice again. You weren't made for cycles. You were made for forward motion. The next place can't be entered while your heart is tethered to yesterday. That number you keep checking, I'm silencing it. That job you want back, I'm making sure it won't pull you. That city, a circle, that season, I'm closing with finality. Not because you're unworthy, but because you've outgrown it. And what's coming is too holy for compromise. You've cried over this closure, but you'll soon thank me. What I ended is saving you. I've prepared a new door where you won't have to shrink, beg, perform, or break. But you can't walk through while looking back. Let the door shut. Let the echo sting. Let it break routine. What feels like an ending is a gate to elevation. I open and no one shuts. I shut and no one opens. Right now I'm shutting what no longer serves your story. Delete the number. Throw away the key. Remove the bookmark. I'm doing something new, and it starts with one final slam, so you never go back. I know it feels like your world is trembling. Foundations cracking, trusted things unsteady, familiar voices quiet, plans unraveling. Listen with holy urgency. This shaking isn't collapse, it's my entrance. I'm not watching from a distance. I'm stepping into the center, announcing myself through the tremble. When I move, nothing stays the same. It feels like breaking apart, but I'm breaking in. You asked me to show up. My arrival rarely looks like calm. It carries power and fire, a holy quake that shakes fake things off and reveals what's firm. The shaking isn't to scare, it's to separate. I'm drawing a line between what's built on me and what's built on convenience. False identities, toxic ties, faulty dependencies, they're falling because they must. They can't stand in my truth. I'm not here only to comfort. I'm confronting what has bound you. This isn't interruption, it's invitation. I enter with authority, and everything not rooted in me trembles. Addiction shakes. Fear that ruled you for years trembles. The mindset that said you'd never be enough loosens. This isn't destruction, it's deliverance. I had to shake what you stood on so you could stand on me. I had to interrupt your plan so you could step into mine. Don't misread the season because it doesn't feel stable. This is where rebuilding begins. When I show up, shaking makes room for glory. I don't enter quietly. I enter with purpose, like the earth shook at the cross, like prison walls shook at midnight, like the mountain shook at my presence. I'm shaking now to say, I am here. You're not alone, forsaken, or forgotten. This is my move. It doesn't feel calm, but it's under my control. The enemy will say chaos proves failure. The opposite is true. Shaking proves I am near. Your prayers reached heaven. Your obedience triggered response, and your season shifted. What crumbles wasn't meant to carry you forward. Let it fall. Let old patterns collapse. Let false supports dissolve. I'm making room for foundation, and I am that foundation. When the shaking settles, you'll see what stood and know it wasn't luck, it was presence. Don't fear the tremble, stay planted in me. Eyes on me, not the dust. Feet on the rock, not the ruins. As pieces fall, I'll build what cannot be moved. This isn't your end. It's the sound of resurrection. I'm not done until the unstable is replaced with the eternal. This shaking makes room for glory. This is where I enter, and when I enter, everything changes. Right now, it may look like nothing is working or holding together. I know the fear, the racing thoughts, the soul-deep exhaustion. Stop, breathe, and hear me. This isn't unraveling, it's divine rearranging. What looks like chaos is choreography. What feels like collapse is construction. You've held tightly to how you thought it should go while I worked in the unseen, turning broken pieces into something sovereign and sacred. Things aren't falling apart. They're falling into place. I'm not letting things fall to destroy you. I'm letting them fall so they stop blocking what I'm building. The relationship that ended was limiting your growth. The door that closed led away from destiny. The opportunity that passed was never aligned with my promise. You've stared at fragments, mourning what left. I've been piecing together what's next. Shift your vision. Through pain, you see loss. Through promise, you see placement. You'll notice how what left made room for what's next. Why certain prayers weren't answered, how you hoped, and that nothing slipped through my fingers. Everything passed through my filter. I'm the master architect. Every shaking, shift, and strange turn lays bricks in a foundation you didn't know you'd need. Type yes if you are ready for the blessings that you are about to receive. And if you believe in Christianity, kindly show your support for our community by contributing super thanks from $50 to $100. I'm not asking you to pretend it doesn't hurt. I'm asking you to trust me while it heals. You don't need all the answers. That's why I lead. I know the end from the beginning, and I'm saying now, what feels like undoing is the beginning of a story only heaven could write. I'm aligning conversations, stirring hearts, redirecting plans, and orchestrating outcomes so pieces land where they belong. Stop focusing on what's falling. Focus on who's catching. I haven't missed a tear, a disappointment, or a heartbreak. I'm placing them into purpose. Your pain isn't wasted. It's a brick in the altar I'm building from your story. The timeline you thought ruined is being redeemed. When you step back and look again with peace, you'll see it didn't fall apart. It fell into place. My place. Glory, favor, influence, and peace that won't crumble. Stop declaring your life is in ruins. It's being rearranged. What I build, no one can undo. You don't have to understand the process to praise me through it. Keep walking even if the ground shifts. Keep standing even if everything changes, because it is changing, and it's not the enemy, it's me. Everything is falling into place under my authority, and when I'm finished, all will see. You've carried what went wrong, poor choices, missed moments, detours. The enemy says it's too late, too broken, too flawed for me to use. Hear me. I'm not disqualifying you. I'm building with what you thought disqualified you. Every mistake, a brick. Every fall, a foundation. Every delay, a doorway. I don't discard broken pieces, I repurpose them. I don't erase your past, I redeem it. I alone turn shattered pieces into a stage for my glory. The parts you hide are where I plan to shine. What the enemy meant as evidence against you, I will use as elevation beneath you. I'm not ashamed of your story, and neither should you be. Your wounds are wells. I'm about to draw water that refreshes others. You think you should be farther by now. You compared your progress, counted time lost, and wondered if you ruined everything. Nothing is lost with me. I redeem time, restore years, and turn waste into wisdom. You see delay. I see depth. You see failure, I see formation. You see a fall, I see a future. Built on grace so strong no storm can tear it down. I'm not building elevation on perfection, but on surrender. I chose you knowing every stumble and near quit, and still I said that one. What felt like breakdown is my blueprint. Your tears watered the ground, your struggle shaped strength, your process birthed power. The same things that brought shame will break chains off others. I flip narratives. I don't remove your story, I resurrect it. You're not starting from scratch, you're starting from experience. What the enemy used to bury you, I'm using to build a platform. From there you'll rise, not in pride, but purpose. You won't hide from your past, you'll minister from it. You won't be crushed by history, you'll carry authority because of it. Delays taught endurance. Mistakes taught mercy. Falls taught you to rise with fire. You're not behind, you're being built. This elevation isn't shallow success, it's legacy, rooted in my hand and held by my truth. Stop disqualifying yourself. Don't let shame speak louder than grace. Stop replaying what can't change. Start praising for what I'm about to redeem. I'll use every piece, regret, delay, and straw. Nothing wasted. Every broken brick becomes a step higher, not just for you, but for every life tied to your obedience. Lift your head. The rise has begun. You're climbing on bricks that once tried to bury you. What's next will feel so new that when you look in the mirror, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, you won't recognize yourself. Don't fear it, celebrate it. You've lived under a false identity and I'm stripping it off. The version fear made, shaped by trauma, rejection, performance, and insecurity, isn't the real you. That mask, that survival mode, that cautious, overthinking self isn't who I created. I'm tearing it down, not gently but decisively. The future I designed can't be walked in while wearing fear's name tag. You've answered to labels like not enough, too much, too broken, too late, too far gone. I never called you that. I called you mine, and I'll prove it. The process may feel intense. Things exposed, emotions surfaced, some people leaving because they were attached to your past identity. Don't be alarmed. The shedding isn't punishment, it's purification. I'm removing layers fear taught you to wear, silencing the voice that told you to hide, uprooting the lies that said you couldn't. I'm breaking word curses, even the ones you muttered about yourself. This isn't cosmetic, it's a redefinition. You will speak with clarity, move with authority, walk into rooms not wondering if you belong but knowing I sent you. You'll stop living to please and start living to fulfill purpose. I'm drawing out boldness you didn't know existed, activating strength buried beneath comparison, uncovering a warrior waiting for permission to rise. The world won't recognize you because they only knew fear's version. I'm revealing who I designed before pain touched you. Fearfully, wonderfully made, anointed, chosen, equipped, dangerous to darkness. The false identity can't travel with you. As I strip it away, you'll feel the shedding and the freedom. Where freedom is, power follows. When you see yourself through my eyes, chains fall, doors open, prayers are answered. This isn't only about who you are, it's about what you're called to release. You weren't meant to live buried under lies. I'm calling you out of shame, smallness, pretending, and fear. This is your unveiling. After this, nothing will be the same. You won't recognize yourself, and that will be proof I've been doing exactly what you asked. You felt the sting of being overlooked by the very people you supported. You watched others celebrated while you stayed hidden, doors opening for those who didn't carry what you carry. It hurt. You questioned your value and pace. Hear me. I never overlooked you. I hid you. I covered you, not because you weren't worthy, but because what I placed in you required protection before presentation. I wouldn't allow premature exposure to rob the unveiling. Now I'm bringing you forward. Those who called you late, weak, quiet, or broken will have no words. Opinions will crumble in the face of undeniable favor. I saw your faithfulness in shadows, showing up with excellence without applause, honoring me amid dishonor. Now I prepare a table in the presence of those who doubted you. This isn't revenge, it's reversal. Not to embarrass them, but to elevate you, so the only explanation is God did this. I'm taking the one counted out and placing them in visibility, influence, and impact. You're rising for purpose, not ego. The rise will be sudden, public, unmistakable. You won't defend or announce yourself. I will. My glory is the spotlight. My word is the evidence. Those who ignored you will witness what happens when I favor someone who refused to quit. You were never last. You were reserved. Set apart for a moment requiring maturity, refinement, and a humble heart. You didn't miss your turn. It's now. Don't shrink. Don't apologize. Don't lower your head because others refuse to see your worth. I saw you first. I validated you before they had a vote. I won't just give back what was lost. I'll give more than they believed you'd carry. Prepare. I'm opening doors they assumed were locked, placing your name in rooms your feet haven't entered, unlocking resources you didn't qualify for on paper, and you'll remain kind, faithful, grounded, grateful. The silence built your strength, the rejection built your character, and the platform will rest on both. Watch what I do. It will lift you and silence every lie. You've whispered, I should be further by now, as others seem to race ahead. You wondered if you missed your chance. Hear me, you're not behind. You're right on time for what I reserved. Delay wasn't denial, it was protection. I hid you, slowed you, and rerouted you, not to punish, but to prepare for what I'm releasing now. I flip the order, the last shall be first. I elevate the faithful forgotten, crown those who served in silence, built in secret, loved without return, planted in tears yet kept watering. You weren't overlooked, you were preserved. I placed you in the back to strengthen you without the pressure of early visibility. I made you unshakable. Now the first are fading and you are rising. Your name surfaces. Your voice carries weight. Your purpose blooms. Don't compare pace. Others ran outer courts. I prepared you for the inner place. It takes time, pressing, and pruning. The season shifted. I'm calling those labeled last to the front lines. You may feel underqualified. I qualified you with obedience. You may feel you missed turns. I rewrite timelines and redeem detours. What you call wasted time was anointed time. The door I open won't require hustle, only alignment. It's not about being known. It's about being ready. I'll use you in ways that defy logic. Promotion will look sudden to others, but heaven reserved it. Doors, positions, miracles, opportunities no one else could take. I haven't forgotten my promise. The vision still stands. Walk confidently into this shift. No more apologizing for pace, mourning what didn't happen earlier, or shrinking because you don't look like those ahead. I'm using you now. Your strength, humility, and undying fire prove you were never behind. You were waiting for the moment when the last becomes first. That moment is now. There was a season when silence felt unbearable, prayers echoing back, direction gone, your soul crying, and heaven seeming shut. You asked if I was still with you, if your faith was enough, if my voice had stopped. Hear me. I was never absent. I was tuning your ears. I let the noise fade, applause stop, opinions die, so in stillness you'd finally hear me. Not through filters or echoes, but directly. You carried so many influences that my whisper sounded like the world's shout. I led you into silence to prepare you. What I reveal next can't be diluted by human interference. I'm doing something precise, personal, and powerful, and it begins with recognizing my voice alone. The wilderness wasn't empty, it was a classroom. In silence, you found what matters. In quiet, you saw how noisy your soul had become. You faced old wounds and fears, and I was there, shaping, settling, speaking in ways you couldn't yet name. I whispered instead of roaring to shape, not scare. I gave stillness so you'd stop chasing noise and start seeking truth. Now that you've learned my rhythm and tuned to my frequency, you'll enter moments of clear hearing, not just in crisis, but in calling. You won't second-guess every step. You won't need the crowd's confirmation. You'll know it's me. In rooms of chaos, peace will flood you. When others freeze, you'll sense direction because you learn to listen. I'm increasing guidance, not noisy, but strong in conviction. When others waver, you'll stand. When the world shifts, you'll stay anchored. People will ask, "How do you know?" And you'll say, "I know his voice." That's the gift of silence. Not just answers, but recognition. It becomes your advantage, weapon, compass, and safety. Don't despise quiet seasons. They're not delays, they're deposits, holding whispers that shape legacies. I'm still speaking, guiding, and calling, and now you can hear. Because you hear, you won't be led by fear, trend, or pressure, but by presence, purpose, and my word won't return void. You heard enough from the world. Now act on what you heard from me. You've waited to step because you thought I needed perfection first. You tried to fix every flaw and meet an invisible standard before believing you're ready. Hear me with urgency and love. I'm not moved by perfection. I'm moved by surrender. You measure yourself against qualifications I never required. I don't call the qualified, I qualify the called. And you are called. Imperfections don't disqualify you. Staying in shame when I've extended mercy does. Breakthrough isn't delayed by flaws, but by withheld surrender. That's what I've been waiting for, your willingness to hand me every part, even the messy hidden parts. Hell doesn't want you to believe this. You don't need to be flawless to be used powerfully. Just surrendered. Lay pride down, and I raise purpose up. Release control, and I release the supernatural. Stop striving and start trusting. Doors swing because I favored you. Perfection isn't the key, humility is. The moment you kneel and say, "I don't have all the answers, but my answer is yes," chains break, oil flows, assignments activate. You're not behind, broken beyond use, too sinful, too late, too much, or too little. You're in the perfect place because your heart is open. That's all I've needed. A heart open to correction, direction, and transformation. I'll do the rest. I'm not asking you to clean the house before I visit. I'm asking you to open the door. When you do, I'll come with healing, fire, and restoration. I'll turn the areas that embarrassed you into evidence of my glory. I'll use your past to pave freedom for others. I speak louder through surrendered vessels than polished performances. The world claps for perfect packaging. I pour into broken clay. I'm not repelled by cracks. I pour through them. Stop stalling. Stop hiding behind not ready. You're ready when you say, "Yes, Lord, I give it all." That yes unlocks doors, releases provision, aligns destiny, and terrifies the enemy. When you surrender, I ignite. Do it now. I'm moving, and I'm inviting you to move with me. Not as perfect, but as surrendered. That's more than enough for me. This is not a season to hesitate. Don't question whether you're worthy, if it's real, or if you're capable. This is your divine window, and it won't stay open forever. The blueprint is unfolding. Angels are dispatched. Alignments initiated. The shift isn't coming, it's here. If you stand frozen in the hallway of hesitation, you'll miss momentum. This is your call to act. Step out of fear into obedience, even when it doesn't all make sense. You prayed for breakthrough, I answered. You asked for confirmation, I sent it. You waited for the right time. This is it. Destiny doesn't move by consensus, but by obedience. I've been stirring you, waking you, sending signs, removing comforts, and still you wait. The hour has struck. Choose. You can't stay in between. You can't ask me to complete what I asked you to begin. The seed is in your hand. What you do with it decides harvest or delay. I'm not scaring you. I'm awakening you. I won't force you into purpose, but I'm calling loudly. Step forward, even with shaking knees. Say yes with a trembling voice. Move without every answer. Obedience unlocks the next step. Clarity comes through movement, not standing still. If you wait to feel 100% ready, you'll miss it. I move in faith, not comfort, in risk, not predictability. I ignite fire in hearts willing to burn for more than safety. The motion has begun. Favor is shifting. The door is open. If you respond, you'll find I went ahead. Provision was waiting. People were prepared. Timing was perfect. I don't start what I won't finish in power. Don't delay. Don't sit on what I told you. Don't rehearse why you're not enough. I knew your weaknesses when I chose you and factored them in and still chose you. The shift is active. The opportunity is now. Move while the window's open, while heaven backs you, while my plan waits for your step. This isn't a drill. This is destiny unfolding. You've been pleading, when will it be my turn? Hear me now. I've already released what you prayed for. It's not future. It's loosed in the spirit. Whether it lands in your hands depends on your full yes. Not hesitant or half-hearted, but a yes that moves your feet, surrenders plans, and doesn't wait for safe conditions. You feel stirred, pressed, pulled toward what scares you because blessing is in motion, but delay is blocking its arrival. Heaven operates on alignment, not preference. I don't bend timing to comfort. I invite you into sacred timing. If you won't step, you risk missing what was tailored for you. Not from anger, but because every promise has a window, a set time to respond. We stand in that moment. Delay isn't neutral now, it's dangerous. The longer you second guess and rehearse insecurities, the likelier you'll watch someone else carry what you were called to hold. I want to bless you and use you, but I won't override a will that chooses safety over surrender. You asked for confirmation. I've given it. You want another sign. I've sent many. You hope fear will leave first. Fear flees after obedience begins. You want to feel ready. Readiness follows trust. My greatest moves came when people said yes before outcomes were visible. Abraham went before the map, Esther stood before the scepter, Peter stepped before the water proved itself. Now it's your turn. Your yes shakes heaven. Your yes activates resources, relationships, miracles, favor, instructions, and provision. One decision unlocks what I prepared behind the scenes. Keep delaying, and the door may remain, but you may miss the fullness waiting inside. I'm not pressuring performance. I'm urging response. You've prayed too long, survived too much, and carried too many promises to let hesitation steal your harvest. I don't need perfection. I need participation. Say yes, even with trembling hands and unsure steps. Say it with mustard seed faith. That real, risky yes will shake the ground and release what has hovered over you for too long. Don't negotiate with purpose, run with it. I've loosed it, now let your yes receive it. Amen.